Alright, I just made another video from a different channel, but I'm really hyped. I became hyped. For those Sakura tards, Naruto tards, and Sasuke tards, and Naruto tards as a whole, this video is not bashing Team 7. Well, it kind of is. It's not degrading Team... Okay. It's hard to say. It's not... I do not directly hate Team 7 by any means. I really love the team. Not as... I love the team as a team, obviously, and as individuals. And also for those... who's saying, what about Kakashi? Why do you hate him? Are you just another Kakashi fan? No, I'm putting Kakashi in this too. I just forgot to add him in the thumbnail. And, of course, you don't know my channel, so please go ahead and like and subscribe and hit the bell notification so you could, do it. So you could know when I post every time. This probably, thumbnails, I'll probably be posting like once every month or so. Or something around those sorts. Because, one, I'm be putting a little bit, this was just like a demo one. So obviously I didn't put as much detail in the thumbnails as I usually would. But, I hope you guys enjoy this video from Raijin Rants. For those who came before this, came from like my other videos, that my 3 and my other channel. This is, of course, I'm going to keep those up there, but I'm starting to become a different channel. And honestly, as I said, with this, it's going to be Raijin Rants. But, let's go straight into this video. My problem with Team 7. First, I'm going to start off with this is only going to be part 1, by the way. This is only going to be part 1 of the Team 7. I'm going to actually start off with my main biggest problem. It's not Sakura. It's actually not even Sasuke. It's not even Kakashi. It's actually Naruto himself. So, with this whole thing is, I don't have many problems with him, but the way he acts around things is super infuriating. Because the way his character is written, he's so pacifist. But at certain times, like not even without the Nine Tails, he acts so aggressive. But yeah, but that's like the minimum problem I have with him. But what my real problem is how he acts around Sasuke and Sakura. He's like Sakura. Not in the sense that he's useless or anything. He's very much a useful part of, scratch that. He's very much useless. God, I don't know how to butt around that subject. He is useless. He's just like Sakura. In the beginning, what did he do against the Chunin? What did he do against the Chunin, the demon Chunin that first attacked them? Absolutely nothing. He did nothing against Kakashi. He did absolutely nothing for the main majority. When Rock Lee attacked Sasuke, Naruto was the first one to get hit out. Like, he genuinely cannot do nothing without the Nine Tails chakra. I know it's supposed to be an underdog story, but when you can't do nothing, you shouldn't have passed the Chunin. You should not even went into the Chunin exams, really. Like, I don't understand why they put him into that. And another thing is, he, just like how they like to complain that Sakura, moans and cries over Sasuke, Naruto does the exact same thing. That's why I put this in the thumbnails for all them kind. But yeah, he does the exact same thing. When Sasuke beats him in something, he cries and he cries and he cries. He doesn't just accept it. Sometimes he does, sometimes he doesn't. But at the same time, he's a prodigy. You were not a prodigy at that time because of the Nine Tails. And a few times he showed prodigy as things. He using the Nine Tails, or he just got done training with the legendary Sannin. And I love how people forget the fact that Naruto trained with the legendary Sannin. Sasuke trained with Kakashi. At this point, he may be Kage level, but he should not have been Kage level, really. He was very, very, very weak at Kage level. He was like very beginner Kage level. He did not have Mangekyo Sharingan. He couldn't even use Sharingan and Chidori like that together. So and Sasuke is training with him. Naruto, of course, Naruto is going to be better by the end of it. When he only learned Summon and Jutsu, not in Transformation. He trains with a Sannin, and he literally only knows one Jutsu for that Sannin. Well, he said he knows two. And of course, he does I'm not downplaying Naruto. He's very much a prodigy when it came to learning the jutsu. But he doesn't come in the... Actually, I don't think he learned the jutsu yet. That's how useless... No, he didn't learn the jutsu yet. That's how useless it was. Because it wasn't the search for Tsunade yet. No, it was the search to Tsunade. It was actually the search for Tsunade when Gaara attacked. Wait, no, yeah. Sorry, I was so flipping and scrambling everywhere. It was not the search for Tsunade's arc. I think it came after the arc after that. And then where Naruto... Yeah, it's an arc after that. But yeah, only after... So he didn't even have that jutsu. He only learned the summoning. Which, mind you, he had to rely on the Nine Tails' chakra to beat him. I'm saying this right now. I'm saying this currently. Naruto relied on the Nine Tails. He relied on a minuscule amount of the Nine Tails chakra, but that's the only time by himself besides versus Mizuki, where he summoned 1,000. Actually, no. He was mad. He was mad, and it was beginner's luck where he made like 1,000 chakra clones. But yeah, that's my one thing I have. That's my issue with Naruto. He relies on the Nine Tails so much that in the beginning he wasn't his own person. He did not have his own powers. He had the Nine Tails. That's all he had. He had the Rasengan, which he could barely perform without a Shadow Clone, mind you, and chakra and Nine Tails chakra. After he beat Gaara, of course, headbutting him, which, may I remind you, was something that he's very much a prodigy for that, because he shouldn't have survived that. But for the rest of the series, against Haku, he literally had to get saved by Sasuke. And then the only time he could defeat Haku is when he releases the Nine Tails chakra. Also, there's some major inconsistencies with the Nine Tails' chakra. With One Tails, when Naruto first released the Nine Tails off rip, he didn't have a tail yet. He just had like the cloak. Not even a one tail cloak, just like regular cloak. He was able to be a Jonin. But when he has two tails against Sasuke, he can't beat him when he just had Chris Mark 2. And they're not Jonin level. I would really like to remind you, Sasuke alone will absolutely get stomped by Kakashi or my guy, especially my guy. My guy will absolutely stomp Sasuke on the Valley of the End. But other than that, yeah, that's my problem with Naruto's character. He relied too much on the Nine Tails chakra to a point where he really didn't have any abilities. He had Rasengan, which sometimes came in handy, but that all he was spam Rasengan and Shadow Clone or some variant of Rasengan. It's never, I actually think I'm gonna learn a different jutsu. That's my problem. All the other casts learn some other jutsu along the way, or at least they do make variants to their jutsus, and that's also another problem. So I'm done with Naruto. We're actually gonna be skipping towards Sasuke, and wow, Sasuke is gonna be long because I absolutely hate Sasuke character at times. Yeah, I hate him at times. He doesn't learn any other jutsu. No, like he does not learn any other jutsu besides I'm not even Shadow Clone, sorry. He learns summoning, Chidori's. That's all he has, genuinely. Versus Deidara uses variants of lightning release or Chidori's or stuff like that. And then once you get out of it completely in plot hole or asshole, if you would like to say so, is him even getting away from the fight. He really should have been dead against Deidara. But he does not learn any other jutsus throughout the whole thing. But yeah, that's really a thing. Like, he does not. I don't know what's wrong with this cast. They don't learn jutsus. And it's just, he genuinely gets me so heated when talking about Sasuke. Breathe. But you hate him. During the Chunin exams, that's his best character. Like, I'm genuinely don't hate, that's the best character of Chunin exams. Before Chunin exams, he's arrogant, he's cocky, he's everything under the sun. But he has every right to be so, because he's very powerful. But then after the Chunin exams, he gets all moany. He gets all Sakura-esque. Because Naruto beats him. Though I do kind of blame this on Kakashi. I get to why I say that when I get to Kakashi. But he gets all whiny that Naruto surpassed me. Naruto this, Naruto that. No one loves to mention that. Everyone loves to disregard that. But he just moans about it. He moans all day about it. It genuinely gets me mad that he moans about that. Okay, someone surpassed you. The number one knucklehead ninja surpassed you. Okay, go ahead. Congratulate him. Work harder. Do something other than learn Chidori. Like, actually train your taijutsu. Just don't steal stuff from Rock Lee. And you don't even know how to use it correctly. He can only use it for, he could use it for much less of a time than Rock Lee. That's what I'm telling you. He just steals. Which is, I know, the whole Sharingan thing. But he uses them in such a bad way. The Sharingan, when you steal a taijutsu technique, please, just learn it. He's not going to use it. It's not going to be effective. Oh, God. But yeah, that's my whole problem with Sasuke. And then now we're going to switch on to, when we get to this part 2, and when we get to Shippuden, that's gonna be the longest video on this whole channel, possibly. I'm gonna be ranting about a whole bunch of stuff, not even just Naruto, but that's the most video I'm gonna do. But, yes, and then afterwards, he starts to moan, and he starts to moan, Naruto surpassed me, how am I supposed to be Itachi if I can't even be Naruto, yada, yada, yada. One, he's 11 years old, I don't know why he even has that in his mind, he's gonna ever be, Itachi's level at that age. And two, so what, he surpassed you? You can still beat Itachi. Just someone's going to be stronger than you. That's going to stop you. So what? It doesn't make sense on why you're complaining that Naruto's stronger than you. Get stronger than Naruto if you have to. And then when he goes against Itachi, Sharingan, I think a one... I just feel he has I think he has legitimately a 2 and a 1 Tomoe Sharingan. So he goes against Itachi on bro, this gets me so heated. He gets me a kiss against Itachi all willy-nilly with his 2 and 1 Tomoe Sharingan activated. Maybe even 2 Tomoe. Maybe. This man got 3 Tomoe and a Mangekyo, which he knows about because he displayed it against Sasuke, and he knows that it put Kakashi in the hospital. So why someone stronger, why go attack him? He's like, I'm going to defeat you, and he goes ahead, and then he gets bodied. And then when Naruto literally says, don't do it, you're gonna get bodied, he's like, no, I could do it. No, sorry, not Naruto. When the Jonin says, don't do it, you're gonna get beaten. He's like, no, I could do it. He goes charging in, and he gets bodied, and now he's mad, and then he lets Itachi feed into his anger and mind, saying you don't have enough hatred. He knows Itachi by now. He knows that's what he does. He feeds into the mind. He goes into the mind. He does everything psychological. Itachi's a very strong person, but not physically. Because of all the illnesses and the Mangekyo Sharingan uses, he's not a very strong person. So he uses psychological effects and ninjutsu. And he knows this. He genuinely knows that he's using psychological. But he's like, oh my God, I can't stand him. He wants you to hate him so he can make sloppy mistakes. Though it's a more powerful, you're still going to make sloppy mistakes with that hatred. And yes, I don't care what anyone says. It's actually scientifically proven that you make sloppy mistakes when you're angry. But yeah, that's my whole thing with Sasuke. But I'm still going actually. So when Naruto, he genuinely gets mad when Naruto's in the hospital with him, and he want to talk about meet me on the rooftop, and then when he gets beaten, he even madder. It gets me genuinely so mad that he gets even madder. Okay, you got beaten, take the L and move on. Take the L and move on with this thing. It doesn't make sense to get madder. Of course you're gonna get bodied by someone who actually did something. He uses he trained. No, by this time now, he's trained with Jiraiya. He trained with Jiraiya to use a special thing. Like, he trained with Jiraiya. What do you think you're gonna do? A legendary signing. What are you think you're gonna do to him? God. And he gets madder when he can't do it. Like, no one expected him not to. So yeah, that's his whole thing. Like, he just gets madder and madder, and just an emo prick about everything he does. And yeah, he just gets madder and madder every time something happens. Maybe my minuscule amount to his actual point, something happens, he gets mad. Like, he flies off the handles. Like, he's very emotional. And I get it. He has his whole clan annihilated. Also, another thing is, why do you have hatred? And you would have hatred, yes, but you would develop other psychological things, such as depression, anxiety, or something like a genuine mental illness, besides just hatred. And you would be an introvert, but you wouldn't be an emo. You'd just be very sad all the time. You'd have PTSD. That's my second problem with a lot of emo characters begin with. You have PTSD, not some anger. No, you have PTSD. You have something really bad happened to you, to like it's where they make them emo. It's not just gonna be emo. You're gonna have something else wrong with you. But I'm finally off Sasuke, and we're going on to the big fish of this whole video. I'm already at 16 minutes, so this is a genuine rant. But yeah, we're at the big fish of this video, Sakura. I actually don't have much to say for her that hasn't already been said for part 1. But yeah, I'm just gonna say that she genuinely didn't do nothing. She basically did everything with every other character did just besides she didn't learn any abilities at all. Like, she genuinely did not have any powers at all. That's my one thing. And Kishimoto said the designer for her his wife. But they say low key, he trying to say his wife has absolutely nothing going on for her. I'm just saying that, and he makes her so absolutely annoying too, smacking the main character. I know that's supposed to make him relevant and like relevant to our story. Because if you find Naruto, then yeah, I get you're gonna be annoyed with him. Come on, don't lie to yourself. You're gonna be annoyed with him. He's constantly pulling pranks. He constantly just like he's being not in this. You're not gonna get annoyed with him because he's Jinchuriki. You're gonna get annoyed with him because he's annoying. That's my second thing with Naruto. He's genuinely annoying. But yeah, I'm just not gonna spend that much time on Sakura. But Kakashi, on the other hand, though, this is what me about Sasuke. So first of all, we're going off of the Naruto, and you don't tell him about his parents. You trained with his dad. Whatever. I get you're pretty much gonna be a rogue ninja if you told him, because the Hokage ordered a hush order on that. But when Naruto left, I don't get you and say nothing, but given Sasuke's special training, so he has hatred. That's the reason why he has hatred. God, you don't understand how heated I am. That's the reason why he has hatred. Kakashi did not help. He made it worse. If Sasuke would have saw the gains Naruto would have had to do, like, he sees the end result of Naruto being very powerful and yada, yada, yada. But ooh, God, the Nuru came out of me for a second. He sees the finish out of it. Like, he sees the finish of it. But if he would have seen a process Naruto has to go through to get that, like, then he would understand. Then, yeah, okay, he actually did something to achieve his power. And also, that would make him in turn more powerful than Naruto. Because they go off a rivalry. I don't know how Kakashi didn't understand that. They go off a rivalry. So, oh, God, I'm about to choke on my own spit. But yeah, he goes off a rivalry. So if Naruto doing something more than Sasuke, then Sasuke tries to increase it more. Like, they go off of a rivalry. And since Sasuke only seen the end result of it, he thinks Naruto didn't work for it, and he just got lazy. And of course, I'm not saying Sasuke is trash by any means. He's very good. But also showing his special attention to Sasuke made it a lot worse. Since now he's more arrogant. He thinks he's better than Naruto. And then when Naruto finally he didn't get trained by Jiraiya. He didn't even tell him. Wait, and another thing is, Kakashi didn't even tell him that Naruto being trained by Jiraiya. And when he finally figured, and then he had to figure out on his own. If he would just straight up told him, it would minimize the amount of hatred. Because he's like, oh, well, Naruto is working with Asani, someone stronger than I have. So, that's my thing with Kakashi. He thinks he thinks ahead. Like, he really does think he thinks ahead and makes the most possible path. But he doesn't. You make the worst path possible. Do not just train Sasuke. Train him with Naruto. And then if they want to have like two special people, train them with Naruto. Please, 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 please do that. Because then Sasuke becomes more powerful. And when the Sound 4 tries to get in their head, it doesn't work. Because he got so much more powerful in such a short amount of time. He thinks he could gain more from the training, and even training with the curse mark. He could do that by himself. Because he realized Naruto's training with the knife. So yeah, like I was saying, Kakashi, he thinks when the Sound 4 attacked with Naruto, that he's training with the Nine Tails. So in return, he would think, oh, I can still train my curse mark. I don't need Orochimaru just to train a curse mark. Naruto training with the actual literal tailed beast. So of course he's gonna be like, yeah, I just need to, quickly and train with this. I could train with Naruto and I'll become more powerful. So he would probably actually had stayed there, give or take. This is a very risky situation. Yeah, he might have still needed to convince more Sasuke's part, but also the way that he executed it, he could have actually executed a bit better. He said that's an interesting idea, that's an interesting theory but unfortunately you can't put it to the test because all the people he's talking about is dead. He doesn't put some more emphasis into that, how they died. That would actually created more of a bond. If he would have talked about how his father died, that he committed suicide just because of a mission of him saving his teammates. And that's Sasuke's sole thing. He doesn't want to be like Itachi in the beginning. And Itachi would have did that move, so he would be like, I feel for you. And then he could have said, I accidentally killed my own teammate by my own hand. He would have been like, oh, and then another teammate would have got crushed. And he was adopted too, so his parents didn't want him, or his parents died. His literal biological parents died too. Can I just mention that? I'm barely breathing. I'm so lightheaded because of this. But yeah, if you would have explained a bit more on this situation, then he would have he would have understood the whole situation and why hate isn't the choice. And then if we would have even mentioned Minato Namikaze, my God, would that make him stay there even more. Even slightly mentioning him, he could say, yeah, my teacher was the fourth Hokage, I'm very powerful, yada yada yada, and he would have more reason to stay there instead of going Orochimaru, which everyone thinks is actually weaker than Minato Namikaze. Ugh, still so lightheaded. But yeah, that's my whole issue around the whole Team 7, and they genuinely don't think. And they don't use abilities. They don't do nothing. The children complain and moan. They just don't do nothing. And then Kakashi just makes every situation worse because he thinks he's smart enough. Instead of not listening to every situation hand by hand or talking to the third Hokage about it, which I probably said exactly what I just said. Instead of giving him special training, instead of train him with Naruto, how it actually should have gone. But no, he thinks he's so smart. He is smart, but at times he does not get it. He does not get social interactions. How can I explain this? Kakashi is very smart. He's book smart. He's technically smart, but in common sense, he isn't as smart. Because if he was common sense, you literally just pointed out that it's better to train Naruto with Sasuke instead of showing favoritism. And then letting Sasuke not know that Naruto is training with someone that's more powerful than even Kakashi himself. And not letting Sasuke see in between the process of Naruto getting that power. Around the whole thing is it's like a genuine thing of, they're just not working as a team great together. But if you guys enjoyed this video and I'm probably going to be, actually a lot of this I'll be cutting down, maybe not. Depends on how good I am at, how good I'm feeling. But yeah, that's my whole problem with Team 7, not to 7. I don't even know what that word is. But yeah, that's my whole problem with Team 7. They just don't think, they don't work as a team. and they just all around aren't a good team. They're not compatible. They're not even compatible by their personalities at all. But if you want me to go into part 2 of Naruto and why I'm gonna lighten up on that one, but Sasuke I'm not lightening up on. I know everyone's gonna, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and lighten up on them and on part 2, because they're just generally better people and they do more actions. And yeah, I'm gonna just be lining it up. So of course, hit the like and subscribe button, plus the notification bells to know when I post. And if you have like a disagreement on anything I just said, and don't just be like, what, Naruto never moaned or something of the sort. Like, actually state something, like, actually, like, for example, I should say, is state like, well, in this specific scene you got it wrong by like saying, well, Naruto didn't draw on the Nine Tails during the Gaara versus him fight, versus Naruto fight. Or, or Sasuke, he was in the right mental space. Like, making a genuine argument in the comments, I hurt with everyone I think is very, very good. But yeah, of course, hit the like and subscribe button, plus bell notifications. But yeah, this is Rising Rant, and I'm done ranting for today. The toxicity is all out. Peace.